Then I'm throwing the floor back to Dr. Gray Merriam, who has agreed to a 5-minute discourse on points that he's picked up and things that perhaps he would like to see clarified.
I think what's required at this point is my magic wand, and I checked my bag and I forgot to pack it. So we don't have a magic wand. I only have a few comments because I believe most of the remaining time should be left to you folks who came out to attend this event. But I would suggest a couple of things. One is that a primary principle in landscape ecology is to work at a hierarchy of spatial scales. You might talk about an ecosystem that is contained entirely within a single acorn. It's a perfectly reasonable conceptual approach. You define your system boundaries, and when you do that and make it that small, you have a lot of forces that are coming in from outside, crossing that boundary and influencing what's going on in your ecosystem. So many forces at the size of an acorn that it just becomes confusing.
Feedback. Yeah.
Good. Thank you. So one of the things that we often do is shift the spatial scale upward in order to cut down on the number of forcing functions that are coming in across the boundary and driving the internal functions of the system. And it's one of the principles that emerged here today very clearly, that there are points that are being discussed that are very specific to the City of Ottawa, and then sub-specific points that are very specific to National Capital Commission mandate area. And Gary suggested that maybe we should look at the Ottawa Valley. And I think that is one of the strongest suggestions that I've seen emerge from the whole discussion. If you focus entirely on any of the smaller scales in trying to choose your management area or apply any management to that area, I think you will be disappointed in the long run. The real issue should be, how do the people who want to settle in the Ottawa region fit themselves into the functioning ecological system that they're entering? And that functional ecological system goes a long way up the Ottawa Valley. It goes a long way in other directions. And in the long run, if you don't start planning at that scale and follow Erwin's suggestions of getting some notes on the books early on, I think you'll be disappointed in the long run. And I don't think it's a viable excuse to say, oh, we're just in the City of Ottawa, we can't really influence what they do in Pembroke or Petawawa. I don't think so. If they dump some green dye in the river, you're going to get it. So I think you have to look at the whole system that you're working with. And if you want to go to an old retired academic's ridiculous extreme, that takes you to the final answer, and that is there are too many of us.